So the Klaw Raid as well as Spider-Man for Marvel's Avengers just got confirmed to be releasing on November 30th, so at the end of this month with patch 2.2, and there's some more stuff coming with them too, so that's what I want to talk about today, because, I mean, we've been waiting for this. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So when talking about this right now, I just kind of want to go through and read just kind of the blog post they released with it and just all the new things that they've confirmed to be adding and that we're going to get more information about. So the first thing they mention is the Klaw Raid, right? So it says teamwork, communication tactics. You want to assemble your best 4-player squad for this one. Following the events of the War for Wakanda expansion, the Sonic monster Klaw has returned to the Vibranium Mound with a seething determination to destroy Wakanda. This is where you finish him off for good and claim the highest end gear, but he's not going to go down without a fight. Okay, so my thoughts on this right here, right? I hope that they mean what they say when they say this is where you finish him off for good and claim the highest end gear, because this is what we were hoping for with the Super Adaptoid OLT, right? And I'm not necessarily knocking the exotic gear that you get from the Super Adaptoid OLT, but because I've looked at it, and if you have like a full Super Adaptoid OLT set, it looks like it could be kind of cool if that's the type of build you want to run. Like, it looks like you would almost never die if you constantly activate the Cosmic Surge buff and you kind of have like this vampiric effect while it's active. Like, it looks like that set of gear was designed to help you survive the OLT fight. So I don't mind the gear. But as far as what's considered the meta right now, which, you know, is just damage buffs, damage buffs, damage buffs, damage buffs, damage buffs, I mean, I hope they mean what they say here when they say the highest end gear. I want the Klaw Raid to have literally the best gear in the game, so you actually feel like you're working for it in a legitimate way and that it actually pays off. So this next thing is the Spider-Man and the With Great Power Hero event. So the iconic web slinger Spider-Man will come exclusively to PlayStation players in the November 30th update, along with the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event. You'll experience Spider-Man's story through unlockable challenges woven throughout the Avengers initiative. Here's a quick taste of the journey in Marvel's Avengers. Peter Parker uncovers AIM's new plan to acquire technology that could make their symbiote army unstoppable and total domination inevitable. He must partner with the Avengers to stop this looming threat and forms a tentative friendship with Miss Marvel and Black Widow while keeping his identity hidden. As a hero accustomed to working solo, he struggles with the new dynamics of working with a team. Will he join up full-time with the Avengers or stay independent in his fight against AIM? I like this a lot, right? Because and I know a lot of people probably like it as well, because a lot of people are mad at the MCU Spider-Man because they feel like he relies on Iron Man so much, but I definitely like, you know, this Spider-Man kind of looks like he's being introduced to the Avengers for the first time, at least not necessarily, you know, he's finding out about them, but like he's actually working with them for the first time. So I like this idea on where he's kind of like conflicted on whether or not to stay solo or work with them as a team. I am interested to see where this is going to go. Like, I wonder how it's going to compare to like the other operations. I obviously don't expect it to be, you know, War for Wakanda or on that level or anything like that, but also notice how it's still calling it an event. So it says Spider-Man and the With Great Power Hero event. It's not calling it an operation. So that just makes me curious as to how in-depth the story with Spider-Man is going to be. But we'll see. I'm actually more excited to talk about what other stuff is coming with this underneath. So the next parts talk about, alright, so we'll start with the first one. Just says power level increase, right? The maximum power level achievable will increase from 150 to 175. Want the best gear? You'll have to complete the game's toughest challenge. The new 4-player Klaw Raid Discordant Sound is awaiting you. So this, they're kind of doubling down on what I hope to them to honestly be true, right? I hope that the Klaw Raid gives the best gear. I truly hope so, but honestly, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, if it's something involving a damage buff, it will be the best gear, I can almost guarantee, but we'll still see at the end of the day. So next is gear upgrading. You will be, see here, okay, here's what I actually do find interesting, this in shipments, right? So you will be able to recycle gear of a higher power level to upgrade your current gear to match the higher power level of the consumed item with a few exceptions. So I honestly don't know what the few exceptions are going to be, but I think this is I don't know how. I mean, it's going to look like this, but I don't know how exactly it's going to look like in the game, actually. But I think that this is a very smart thing for them to do, right? Because it allows us, if we've been rocking the same gear that's been great with the power level of 140, and then we get a piece of gear that's better, we can just recycle that 140 gear to make the gear we just got 140, is what it sounds like it's doing, which I like that a lot. I think that is a great decision for them to do. So then the other thing that has me excited as well is the shipments, right? So we've heard your requests for a path to earn coveted cosmetics, resources, and other items via gameplay, as well as a place to use your plentiful units. Enter the shipments feature. Each shipment costs 500 units. So that's not credits, that's units. So that's the in-game stuff that you would use on the cosmetic items before. So it costs 500 units, the currency earned while playing the game, and pulls from a collection of possible items, but you can see what is in the current shipment before you buy it with units. There's a small chance of the shipment containing a premium outfit unavailable via any other means of acquisition, but luck isn't required to get the outfit. You'll automatically receive it after claiming 100 shipments. We'll talk more about shipments in the coming weeks. So this is fantastic, right? So at first, when I read this, it almost seemed like a loot box where you would get like a random cosmetic and stuff. But what they made that's great is that it is a random cosmetic, yes, but you can still see what the cosmetic is before you buy it. So if you see it's a cosmetic that you already have, I'm assuming, then you can just, ignore it and you can be good with it. But then, and like they said, there's going to be a premium outfit that is not, to my understanding, it's not going to be obtainable anywhere else, including the marketplace. You can only get it from the shipment, and that you have a chance from getting it from every shipment. But even if your luck is very bad, you automatically get it after 100 shipments. This is a fantastic thing for them to implement as far as acquiring cosmetics in the game, because it just allows for an active way to get new pieces of cosmetics and stuff like that. So what I am curious about, though, is if this is going to just pull from the same pool of cosmetics that were already in the game prior to the cosmetic vendors being pulled, basically, and just with kind of like maybe a couple of options from the marketplace, or if they're going to be adding a lot more new cosmetics with this update that the shipments are also going to choose from. So that's going to be interesting to kind of see how that plays out. And then obviously the last point right here is per hero weekly objectives. So this is obviously something we've been waiting for as well. So starting with seeking the Super Adaptoid mission chain, which I believe is the Super Adaptoid OLT, and the Klaw Raid Discordant Sound, you can farm the weekly rewards once a week for each eligible hero. So no longer just once a week for everybody, but for each individual hero, you can farm those mission chains once a week. This is fantastic. It says it's only right now when the update drops, it's going to be for the Super Adaptoid mission chain and then the Klaw Raid mission chain. What I hope they do with this is that they make it for the priority mission as well. That is something that I'm waiting for, because right now the hero set gear is some of the best gear you can get for anybody in this game, period. So as soon as they make this available for the priority mission chain, it's over. But I guess at the same time, we'll wait and see how good the Klaw Raid gear is, because if the Klaw Raid is as good as they're trying to set it up to be, then I mean, we'll see. So I just got finished watching the live stream that they have almost every single Friday, and they dropped a lot of good information about quality of life changes. The only real thing that stood out to me the most, in my opinion, as far as things to kind of dive into deeply, is the gear changes. So if you have like a power level of 140 gear, after the gear update, your gear will stay at the power level of 140. From now on, you can only upgrade gear beyond like 100. So if you have like what I'm trying to say is, if you have like a gear power level of 100, you can bring that gear specifically all the way to power 165 for the total new power cap of 175. So you can do this by using, I believe they said, Polychoron, upgrade modules and fragments are going to be the new only way to upgrade your gear. All the other gear is going to be converted into these type of gear resources. So, but honestly, the biggest takeaway from all of this that I thought is dope, I will say real quick as well. When you get a piece of gear now, you'll be able to have all 3 perks unlocked from the get-go. So you pick up a piece of gear, and all 3 gear perks are just automatically unlocked on it. So I think that's good. But the coolest thing that I'm walking away from this stream with is the fact that in order to get gear that is 140 plus, you have to do the Super Adaptoid OLT or the Klaw Raid. So to get gear that is specifically from 140 to 150, you have to do the Super Adaptoid OLT and the Klaw Raid. And then in order to get gear that is above 150, you can only get those by doing the Elite Klaw Raid. So I think that's honestly the biggest good step in the right direction that they've taken in regards to making it feel like these end game big hard missions are, what's going to give us the best gear. They also went in depth with some perk changes and some perk switch arounds. They talked about the hero set gear and how they're going to replace like the generic Jarvis barrier ones on some of them with like actual gear, actual perks that's specific to the hero, like how they've been doing with Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Kate Bishop and stuff like that. So obviously that's I've been wanting that for a while too. And then they also mentioned that other heroes will be eligible to get perks that do dual status damage of some kind. So that's also going to be dope to see as well. So that about concludes all of the exciting information that has come out of Marvel's Avengers for the past couple days. So I can't wait until November 30th, and I can't wait for them to put out more information about Spider-Man so we can see more what he's about, and the Klaw Raid as well. I can't wait. This game's about to get a lot better with these quality of life stuff. So if you enjoyed watching this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.